are literally shaping the planet.
Purpose is the only pathway to a regenerative future.
We have a choice to stay with the status quo or to change.
What is the point of trying to be just resilient when we can actually innovate?
Okay, thank you very much for all the participants that are here. I'm going to share my screen, share with you guys a short presentation about digitalization, commercial real estate, and how it actually improves our lives and our planet. So my name is Viktor Viktorov, and I really thank you that you're all here today. So I want to tell you that I have a brilliant idea how to resolve the problem with the record high temperatures that we are seeing today. And my idea is pretty simple. We can basically just switch from Fahrenheit to Celsius, right? That's something very simple, but it could solve quite a lot of things. However, while I'm not solving the global warming problems, I'm basically a serial entrepreneur. I have started my first company when I was 18, and when I became 20 years old, I started and bootstrapped one of the biggest e-commerce stores in Eastern Europe. I scaled the company to 3 countries. Then I moved to another interesting venture in 2017. I became part of Endeavor's network. This network for entrepreneurs that are pretty successful in their industry. And I understood that there is a brand new technology called blockchain that been quite interesting for me, and I dig into that area further. So in 2018, I have started this company called REINNO, which now I'm CEO and co-founder of this company. We are doing tokenization of real estate, and actually we are providing loans backed by tokenized real estate, which is something quite new as a concept. We are the first company in the world to do that. And something that's very interesting, everything in this process is completely digital. That's why I think, I could be a good fit for this topic today. And I want to start with, a little background information about the real estate market. So as you probably all know, real estate is the biggest asset class in the world, with $250+ trillion combined worth of real estate globally. However, it's still super inflexible and it's slow. It's moving super slow. So that being said, you probably know that completing real estate transaction takes a lot of time, a lot of paperwork, a lot of third parties, and the process never been changed, or it been changed just with pretty small steps since now, which leads to many inefficiencies, and that's what I'm gonna discuss with you guys today. So one of the main problems that we're seeing today from an environmental standpoint, and our dealing with commercial real estate is something that we are all producing every single day, and this is the paperwork that we do have when we are dealing with any sort of office job, so to say. On average, we're using a sheet of paper in every 12 minutes. So that makes about 40 sheets per day. So you can imagine that this is just one single person. I mean, even me and every one of us is basically producing such type of footprint on the environment to just printing paper. So if we multiply that by by the number of days, we can see that every one of us producing actually 10,440 sheets per year. And by information that I found, actually that means a one tree per year that is dying because of our work. That being said, if we combine the entire industry participants and people that are employed directly and indirectly into the real estate space, we are talking about 2 million people. And that means that every year, because of our industry guys, 2 million trees are dying and being destroyed in order to, for us to operate. So another footprint that we are creating as an industry is the carbon dioxide when we are moving. Let's say, in typical real estate transaction, we are moving to check properties. We are going to the bank. We are doing quite a lot of back and forth down the road, and by that moving, we are creating a carbon dioxide. So even now in this situation with COVID-19 and stuff like this, we're not even able to do that, even if we want to, especially in new places, which was something very interesting as an example of a potential solution that we can bring on the table through digitalization. However, imagine even for international transactions, we need to travel by plane. We need to then take a taxi or other transportation in order to move from one point to another, which leads to an enormous carbon dioxide production just for us to complete one transaction, which we might even not complete, in the end of the day. So some people are basically saying that they don't have a carbon footprint. They're joking about it because they're driving everywhere. But yeah, we all know that we are affecting the environment with our actions, right? So I want to, pay attention and emphasize on the society as well as part of, we as a society are part of this planet, and even we are the main reason, at least people saying that we are the main reason for pollution and destroying our planet. We are also part of that ecosystem, and as such part, solving a society's problems is also very important, and digitalization actually is doing that. So the inequality that we are seeing today is enormous, and the gap is becoming bigger and bigger. Most of the people are not able to participate at all at commercial real estate transactions. Um, and the reason about that is that the entry barriers are super high for most of the guys, and they're not able to participate at all. And we probably all know that the main source of wealth that we're seeing over the years is the real estate. It participates in pretty much most of the financial world. I mean, banks relies significantly on real estate to use it as collateral. We are actually as society we are living, we are eating in, and all our everyday life is quite connected with real estate, but very few people are able really to invest into this asset class, and that way this inequality gap is becoming bigger over time. So in order to solve that, we believe that we need to bring, as an industry, a better digital solutions that is going to be able to serve our planet, our society, and to do that in a pretty easy way that is affordable for everyone. So that's why we believe that with digitalization, we can actually serve those goals and to help the society in the end of the day. We are seeing a lot of startups now trying to improve the industry, which is great. We're seeing that new industries are appearing, like tokenization, like crowdfunding platforms. Other fintech companies are doing additional improvements in additional fields as well. I mean, the entire industry is booming right now and is eager to be disrupted. What I can talk a little bit more about is tokenization, because this is where we are, and we are familiar pretty much with this concept. We know how much it could improve the entire footprint and environmental situation and the experience, the inequality gap, and all these things that I previously mentioned. So the tokenization actually is a digital representation of shares, and basically you can imagine that this is something like fractional ownership, but through a digital shares. So one token actually is representing one digital share in a company, pretty much the same as owning a stock, but with certain advantages. So we don't need somebody as a third party to actually interact with your tokens. You can complete a deal between you and the buyer by your own without intermediaries. So that's gonna save a significant amount of paperwork that is done on the back end. Even if you're having some digital experience or negotiation, you're still gonna need some paperwork in the traditional way. With digital representation of share, the process could be completely digital and streamlined. So that's what the tokenization is, and it actually has a lot of benefits that I can talk about. But I prefer you to ask me if you want to. In the meanwhile, while explaining and giving you more information, please feel free to ask me if you want further clarifications about the tokenization and the digital ownership. So I want to emphasize a little bit on the lending, and of course I'm gonna try to give you more perspective how exactly those two solutions are serving the goal to help us as a society in both ways. So first, the tokenization and the lending solution that we're able to see very soon today and hopefully to become a mainstream. The idea is both the tokenization and the lending solution that, for example, we are having in place is to reduce the time and the paperwork required in order to finalize certain deal. So basically, if we're talking about digital experience, the idea is that you can just go there, purchase a token to a marketplace. You can visit, for example, a marketplace where you can see all of the required information about property, how it's performing, where it is located, everything that you need to know, pictures of the property, really good description of the property and the project, and then you can decide to purchase property from your home without going outside with a car or taking a bus or using paperwork or something like this. The entire thing is done digitally, and if you need loan, let's say, you can just deposit those shares to a digital wallet, and we can provide funding right away. So that's solution doesn't actually improving the entire digital experience and the real estate experience overall significantly by providing instant liquidity to property owners, providing instant cash that they can use immediately without even touching papers. The process is immediate. They don't need to visit anything. So this complete digitalization is just something that is obvious that's gonna happen, and we are seeing it in a lot of industries. I saw that in the e-commerce space 12 years ago, and now it's obvious here in the real estate space as well. It's just a matter of time to see that industry blooming, and everything is going to be done that way just because the investor is going to prefer that way. It's much easier, and that's the reason. So when we're talking about the lending solution, we're talking about something like it's not just faster, it's more flexible. So let's say right now some people want to borrow money, they need to pledge their entire property as a collateral, and having a mortgage on the entire property, or even if you need 10% of the value of the property, you're locked forever. So basically, that's something that the new technology is going to improve over time, and we're going to see a lot of people using it because they can pledge only 10-12% of what they're holding as collateral, just because they need uh, that amount of money. They don't need the entire, to pledge the entire building if they need funding. So that being said, there is another major advantage. And when we spoke about society, the main advantage that we are seeing here is that our society is still, I spoke about the gap. The gap is too big right now between poor and rich, and we want to bring these people that are mid class and poor people that are able to purchase real estate right now, leverage that real estate with equal terms based on the performance of the building, instead of having that process kind of done in a way that it's not equal at all for rich and poor. That's something that could be improved significantly through digitalization of real estate. And that being said, we can see here a potential for investors to put only $5,000, even less, over time, and to participate in the real estate market, to start making money, to protect their money from inflation, and to start gaining, some profits out of these investments for the future. So that being said, I want to kind of summarize what the tokenization actually brings to the table and to our society, to us, as to our planet. So basically, the tokenization is bringing liquidity, it's bringing a much better improved due diligence process. It reduces the costs significantly because there are no third parties. There is no need for lawyers to participate in those transactions, which is additional paperwork. Every third party that is involved actually requires contracts and so on and so forth, which overcomplicates the process. And this process could be really streamlined. It's not that hard to be streamlined. It just requires some technology, which the blockchain actually providing. So all these people could leverage their real estate transactions, again, completely in a completely digital way. and that way they could improve their their lives and the environment with removing the footprint that they're producing otherwise. Reducing the stress, which is, I think it's very important. When we're talking about stress, it doesn't seem that important, but we as a society, we are quite stressed nowadays, and we definitely, need to consider that as a serious problem. So the stress of dealing with bankers, refusals, and a lot of paperwork, a lot of documents, usually is tremendous, and that's not. We don't need to underestimate that factor as well. Um, about saving trees, I mentioned what amount of paperwork we are seeing today, and what we are producing as a, as an employees, as participants in this industry. Definitely, that's obvious. Through digitalization, we are seeing that improvement in a lot of businesses right now. The real estate is still quite traditional, and basically we are not able to see a significant improvement today. But through services like DocuSign, uh, we are seeing the first step out of it. However, we still believe that it could be reduced further uh, through tokenization, through the entire improvement to blockchain technologies as well. So when we are talking about less emissions, definitely the digital world that we are living today, it definitely is gonna help us, and it is helping us to actually reduce the emissions. Compared with, I just want to compare it with the e-commerce, where I've been part of for so many years. Still, there are some emissions even if you're buying online. So it doesn't change much, as somebody need to bring that product to your door. So, however, with the real estate, it could be done completely in a digital way, and we can really reduce the emissions that we are producing right now on a daily basis. So overall, we are gonna see a stronger society, better better society, and better planet. So we're gonna save quite a lot of trees. We can reduce the time that we are spending on our everyday uh, activities to deal with real estate, to check and visit properties, to deal with bankers, and so on and so forth. So basically, we're seeing um we're seeing an amazing times in front of us, and I'm pretty happy to be part of that time. So if you have any questions, guys, I'm open for questions. And yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing the screen so I can see if you have any questions so far. Thank you, and yeah, feel free to reach me out.
That was great, Victor. Thanks very much for your presentation. If any of the attendees have any questions, we have about 5 minutes until our next panelist kicks off. So feel free to drop those in the Q&A or raise your hand, and we can open your screen so that you can ask any questions. And then in about 5 minutes, we have Juan from Cimex Ventures presenting. So sit tight and we'll kick that off. And if anybody has any questions for Victor, you can also always jump into the Slack channel as well.
So guys, if you don't have any questions, I really appreciate your time, and I hope that giving you a really high level of the digital industry that is coming into the real estate space, and that's gonna change it. That's gonna this helps you a little bit, or it gives you a bit better perspective of what is coming. So
Hey, Victor, you did get a question in the Q&A section if you want to take that real
yeah,
quick from an anonymous attendee.
yeah, you can reach me out through LinkedIn, and we can discuss further. You can find me through my name. I'm pretty reachable.
That's perfect. Thanks, Victor. I appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Brian. You as well. Bye bye.